crafty friends, summer is not over. We are still going to do some more fun summer card making. I have this one, and I believe I have maybe one or two more cards, and then I'm going to move on to some other different types of cards. So that being said, I have come across this company called Keep It Simple, and I don't know, I've never heard of them. I'm sure you guys have heard of them, but I have been loving their stuff. So I went ahead and bought quite a few things from them, and we're going to make a card. So this one is called Fun in the Sun Summer Penguins. And well, if you guys know anything about me, I love penguins, and if you watched my card videos, you'll understand why penguins is a huge part of my life. Okay, so I have the coordinating dies and of course the stamps. So the first thing we're going to do is get to stamping. Might need a bigger piece of paper. In fact, let me use my scraps here. There's that. Okay. And there's a lot of cutie patootie elements in this. So we're going to use the girl penguin. There we go. And then we are going to do the, yeah, definitely going to need another piece of paper because this is going to get filled up pretty good. Okay, and then actually maybe I just need, I'll do this one, and then we'll do the hat. Okay. So who is ready for fall? I know I am. Oh my goodness, it is so, I know I've mentioned this in other videos, but I am over this heat. And unfortunately, we still have, for us, we still have quite a time before the fall weather hits. Usually in November is when we hit our fall season, so we are still a little ways from that type of weather. All right, so I'm going to do some coloring. I'm just going to use Memento Tuxedo Black, which is really good for coloring with alcohol markers. So drop me a comment and let me know if you did anything fun over the summer. We went on a family vacation, my husband's side of the family, and we went to a beach, which, you know, for us, we live by the beach, so it wasn't, you know, like super thrilling. But what was thrilling was being with the family. We had a huge house, and we all shared it, and it was fun having my daughter play with her cousins and just being right on the ocean. Now that was fun, you know, because we do live like, it's not an easy drive. Well, I mean, I want to say it's not an easy drive, but it's not exactly in our backyard, the beach. So it was nice that we didn't have to keep on, you know, pack up and all that fun stuff. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I like the impression this is getting. Yeah, so I don't think that's too bad. I think I might want to try to stamp out that umbrella and then get that in penguin again. I think that's good. Okay, so I'm going to clean this off and then we'll get to coloring. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn on some music and we'll get to coloring. I really, if I'm being honest, I picked this stamp set out for two reasons. One, because it looked fun to color, and two, the penguins. Again, if you know anything about the penguin story, you know that I placed a penguin in the desert, so I just think it's kind of comical. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's turn on some fun music and let's get to coloring. Okay, got this all colored and this turned out so super adorable. I love how this turned out. Now I'm going to go ahead and die cut this and we'll get to making the card. We are going to die cut this, and I know I said I was going to do this off camera. However, I want to kind of talk about what I'm doing here. And with my washi tape, I'm going to go ahead and tack that down. So we'll get this guy. Now I'm only going to cut out the penguin and the, what kind of funny story about a penguin. My daughter, when she was, I don't know, like when she first started talking in sentences, she would call penguins pangos. It was the cutest thing ever. And I know you're supposed to correct the language, but I could not resist not correcting it. So we called penguins pangos for the longest time. Now she calls them penguins. But here's another thing. So she calls, we have pull noodles, and she calls them pull noodles with an N. And the way she says it is just the cutest thing ever. So I was talking to my cousin, or my sister-in-law, and she's like, I said, I know we're supposed to correct it, but oh my God, it's so cute. She's like, no, just let that word go. And so eventually we'll have to correct it. But right now I'm just loving how she says the word noodle. It's so darn cute. But anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm just going to cut out just the umbrella. And I'm out of washi tape. All right, I feel pretty good. Used up that washi tape. Woohoo! I'm going to just cut out these two. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it. And then we're going to do something special with the hat and the starfish. So let's get that cut out. Okay. This is a totally last minute decision. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to give it a try. Okay, so there's the umbrella. And then there's our little penguin. Oh my goodness, she's cute. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the umbrella and then the penguin because we don't need that anymore. I'm going to go ahead and try to save the tape. Okay. So now what we're going to do is going to get some double-sided tape. So we're going to get some double-sided tape. Okay. Don't need those anymore. I'm going to just push those to the side. And then I'm going to cut out one little piece for the starfish. So that will fit that. And we'll just cut a little strip to cover that. Okay. So then, excuse me, I am going to take the release paper off. Okay. Put it over the starfish. Oh, you know what? Okay. I just realized I'm not going to be able to see. Crud. Okay. Well, we may not. I don't know what I was saying. I'm going to take this side off. I'll be able to see it better if I have the darker side off. Okay, so hopefully I can do this because I want to, and there's a total, like an easier way to go about what I'm doing right now, but I want to add some shimmer to this. Alright, so, ooh, this might have been a total, well, here's what we're going to do. Take that off and put this on here. Probably should have just die cut. Oh yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have just die cut the masking first and then just layered it on. This probably would have been the smartest idea, but I could just redo this part over the pieces so it doesn't get my mat all sticky. Okay, we'll just put that over there like so. And then let's hope that this is gonna work. Okay, so it's stuck just a little bit, but I think this still, yeah, it still worked. Okay, there's the hat and our little starfish. All right, so it still worked. And we'll have to, I'm gonna have to clean that up. It's not too sticky actually, so it's not too bad. A little sticky, a little sticky. All right, well, lesson learned. Now we know, now you all know. Don't make the same mistake that I made. Okay, so I'm gonna get out a scrap piece of paper and I'm gonna dip my starfish and my hat into the little rock candy. So this one I could just easily dip in there, and then I could just get the extras off, dip that part. In fact, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this for just the top of the umbrella, and maybe, no, I'm not gonna do the ice cream. Okay, so there's the starfish. Okay, and now it's no longer sticky. And then this one, actually, I might be able to, yeah, I can just dip it in there. Here we go. And then dip that in there. Like so. Get some of that off. There we go. So that's what that looks like. Isn't that cute? Nice and sparkly. Okay, I am definitely going to go ahead and do this for just the top of the umbrella. So let me walk you through the correct way that I wish I would have done this. So there's the umbrella. There's this. Okay. Bring this over, and then I'm just going to put this on top. In fact, I don't even need that stick part to be die cut out. Well, you know what? Let's just do the whole thing. Well, I don't know. I haven't quite decided. So we'll just... Oh, you know what? It'd help if I have it going the right way. And then I think, yeah, I think I'm just going to just do the umbrella. I don't want to do like the umbrella shade part, not the stand. Okay, so then I can just put that on there. Okay, another alternative you could do is just put, well, I don't know how Mod Podge would work. You could do Mod Podge. Again, I'm not sure if that's going to smear the ink, so you just might want to play around with it. If you don't have double-sided tape, you could use stickles. You could use quite a bit of things. Okay, so there's the umbrella, and then I'm just going to grab it here. Now this time I'm going to have to pour it on. So there we go. Tap some of it off. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. Now the sheets that I have here, they're from scrapbook.com, so you can order sheets or in a roll if you wanted to. What I would not do is piece by piece, because then you're going to see that line. I've done that in a card and you definitely could see it. So just something for you to be aware of. Okay, so I'm just, and then this is called rock candy. This is just fine glitter, and I'm telling you what, I love this glitter, and you can make it different colors if you wanted to. You could just add a little, in fact, maybe I'll do that in another video, but you could just add drops of alcohol ink and it'll work just with no problem. Okay, so there's that. And again, I'm just taking the extras off of there. Really, it's good, and it doesn't flake off really good. Okay, so there's that. So I'm going to keep this out because I think I'm going to use this for the sand part as well. We'll see. Just, I don't know. I'm going to funnel that back in there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some die cutting. So this is Lawn Fawn. I'm using, let's see here. This is about 1, 2, 3, 5 by 3. And we'll get that trimmed. And then, yes. Okay, so we're going to do that twice. Okay. So got that part. Now I'm going to keep this. I can get rid of that. And then this piece is good to go. So that will go with that. And then what I want to do, if I can get this off of here, I am going to, no, I think that's it. I think that's all the die cutting I'm going to do. Yes. Okay. Well, for right now. So then we're done with this one, so we don't need that anymore. So I can put this away. All right. We're getting it, guys. So I'm going to bring in Gina K. This is Sandy Beach. Okay. I have not used this one, so I am just going to start ink blending this. And I thought about just die cutting it with some wheat cardstock from Concord and Ninth. However, I feel like if you do some ink blending, it gives it the appearance of sand. So that's why I am doing that. So, and then we still have to do a little bit more die cutting now that I'm thinking about it, because I need to die cut the hill for the beach, the sand. Now, before I ink blend anymore, in fact, let me remove this because I want to do a little bit of splattering. And I'm going to use my sheer shimmer craft spray in gold, and we're going to go ahead and spray this. I'm going to shake it really well. I just got this off of Amazon, so I'm really excited to use this. So I'm just going to spray. That's good. Got it on me, but that's okay. All right, so then I'm going to move that to the side, and then I'm going to let this dry. And now I'm going to bring in some Gina K, and then this is Sea Glass. In fact, do I want to bring this one in? Let me actually test this, because I'm not quite sure if this is the blue. Yeah, this is, yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. It just comes in really hot. Okay, so we'll just start here. And I'm okay with the bottom. This is going to be the bottom. It's going to get covered up anyway. It's more so I'm going to try to spread that ink across. Okay, juicy. There we go. That's good. Okay, perfect. Set that to the side. Now we are going to do some faux splatters, and we're just going to do some white faux splatters. So I'm going to bring in my Positively White, Perfect White Splatter Medium. And you can totally splatter this. I'm not going to. I'm just going to do some controlled splattering. And it looks like I need to shake this up a little bit better. Actually, I really don't see this showing up too well. This is just a way to control it. So it doesn't, and there's really not a whole lot you can see. I don't know if it's even picking up on camera, but there will be enough in there. And then I might even kind of dab it. There we go. All right, there's just barely enough. Again, I don't even know if you guys can see it, but let me bring it. Yeah, you guys probably can't, so I'm not even gonna bother. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry. This, however, is now dry, and I don't know if you guys can pick up on that shimmer. Let me see here. But that actually worked out really nicely. So while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and cut using one of my border edge dies. And we're just going to do a little bit of a hillside. This is why I wasn't caring too much, you know, about the top. And I just kind of want to, let's see here, that looks good. Okay, let's run that through the die cut machine. Okay, so the die set has, or the Stampin' Die Set does have some sentiments, but it's not going to work for what I wanted to do. So I'm going to bring in from Pretty Pink Posh, and this is their last year's products, and this is called, let's see here, this is called Beach Fun. Don't be afraid to mix and match your stuff, okay? So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp on here. I was thinking of doing, well, I was thinking of embossing, but I don't think I'm going to. So we'll just put that there, and then I'm gonna use Life is Better on the Beach. And then on the inside, I'll put Wish You Were Here on the inside of the card. That looks good. And then we'll use my VersaFine Clear Nocturne ink. Get that nice and stamped. And then perfection. Grab into your older supplies and use them. I mean, you spent the money on them. They're obviously good products because you like them. So don't be afraid to mix and match. I try not to do that because I know that I'm a content creator, and it gets to be expensive to, you know, if you want all the products I use, it gets to be expensive, and I get it. I'm right there with you. So I try not to, but at the same time, I gotta save myself some money and not keep on buying all the newer products. Unless they want to send it to me, that'd be cool. So anyway, all right, so there's that. Now what I want to do is I'm gonna bring in this piece here, and I'm gonna play around with this real quick because what I want to do is, I think I want to kind of mask this, and I'm going to use some of those elements. So there's that. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my tape, and I think what I'll do is I will tape about right there. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way. So then we're going to bring in the other elements, and you can also use from the Pretty Pink Posh elements, like that would work as well. And so we'll just load up some, let me bring these in real quick. Bring in that. Oh my gosh, this fish is so cute. All right, so I'm gonna just stamp. It's good. The ice cream. Stamp. And then I'm not even really paying attention to how I want this to go. Okay. Oh, well, that's okay. It's going to get covered, so that's all right. All right. And then I don't think you're going to see the sun. I'm going to still put it over here. And we'll stamp it there. But we're also going to go ahead and stamp it. No, I don't want that. Maybe we'll do that there. Okay, I think that will work. Now let's go ahead and peel and reveal, which is always one of my favorites to do. I love to see that mask. All right, or how that mask looks. That looks so good. All right, so then what we're gonna do is we're going to put that, yep, that looks good to me. So let's peel that off. Go ahead and add some double-sided tape. And we'll just put it together. That looks good. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and add some double-sided tape to this as well, because I'm not going to add dimension to this one, but I am going to add dimension to some of the little elements. I'm just not sure which one. And then there's definitely going to be some we're going to add dimension to this. Okay. So we'll open this card up. Whoop, sorry. I love that shimmer spray. That is so nice. I'm going to use my reverse tweezers to kind of help to get my finger, oh, jeez, get my fingers out of the way. Here we go. That looks good. Okay, hopefully, I'm not going to do the hat. I feel like it takes it away. So I'm not going to do that. And let's see. Okay, I think I'll glue this one directly down. This is what I do off camera as I try to play around with it so that way I don't bore y'all. Okay, so we'll do that. So let me get my glue, and I'll glue this directly down onto the card. And then what we'll do is we will add some dimension to our penguin. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Okay. Perfect. Okay, then we can add some foam squares right there. And okay, now it's not lost on me. I want to add some sparkle to that. Yeah, I think, well, too much. Okay, know to when to say stop, and I'll use it for another card. You betcha. I'm going to use some diamond stickles and add some pop to the ice cream because I feel like it just needs some. And then I'll just add just a little bit to the side of her and maybe to the fin here too. Okay, I think that's enough. You don't want to overdo it. And maybe this is overdoing it for some, but it's definitely not overdoing it for me. Now, here's the thing. I was going to stamp on the inside using that, and I will, but I just realized I put the stickles on there, and I'm not going to be able to do that until that dries. So I will add Wish You Were Here afterwards. So there is my finished card project. What do y'all think? I love how this turned out. I noticed that my card is not folded right, and I have a little bit of a lip down here, so I'll trim that off again once everything dries. But I think that this turned out so super cute. Oh my goodness. All right, thank you so much for watching. I have a few more summer projects coming, so stay tuned, and I will catch you all in the next card craft or craft haul video. Bye.
Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my mommy's channel. Bye bye.